everyone, welcome to episode 57 of the arieknits podcast. My name is Ariel and this is a video podcast where I talk about all the things that I have been knitting and spinning on for the past week. And today it is actually Sunday, January 14th, and I usually film on Saturdays, but I had a fun Saturday that I will talk about at the end of the video. It is knitting / yarn related, so yeah, it's a fun time yesterday. And yeah, so I didn't film yesterday, but I put out my everything that I knit in 2023 video earlier today, and that was a whole thing to edit. It took me a very long time to edit, like a whole week. And yeah, but I'm glad that it is finally out. I'm hoping that it all kind of worked out and it's okay. So yeah, if you watched it or are planning on watching it, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it, or hope you will enjoy it. And yeah, but today it is a normal podcast episode, and we will just jump right into it with what I am wearing. I believe I promised you all that today I am wearing the Slightly Sassy V by Aimee Sher. It was a finished object in last week's video, and I am now wearing it so you can see it on me and I can talk a little bit more about it. And so I knit it in Moon Drake Co. Fuwa base in the colorway Rose Quartz, which is this really pretty light pink color. I knit size A, which is the smallest size. I used US 3 needles. I believe I sized down one needle size for this. And my finished circumference on this, after washing and blocking, I got 32 inches in circumference, and so that gives me about 2 inches of positive ease. I really like the fit of this, and now that I'm wearing it after it's all washed and blocked, I love it even more. I don't think that it grew like almost at all, so I did wear this right when I finished it without washing or blocking it. I was wearing it like for a couple days, and I don't really notice too much of a difference, at least a noticeable difference. I did not measure what it was before and after blocking, but fit-wise is still great. I loved it before blocking and I love it now after blocking, so I think it is all good. This is my first time using this yarn base, and so I was very curious to see how it felt to knit, how it felt to wear, how it was to block, and I think it's really good. I was worried, I guess, that it would maybe block, like grow a lot, but it didn't. At least for me, it didn't. And yeah, it is so soft, you guys. It is so soft. It's so comfortable to wear, and I just really like it. So I will stand up now before I continue talking about it so you can see the fit on me. So here it is. I did the 3/4 sleeve length, and my elbow is right here. So I followed the instructions for the length for this size sleeve, and then for the body, I think I might have made it slightly longer than the pattern. I think I might have done something like in between the cropped and the full length. And my belly button is like right here for reference, and so that is that, and that's kind of what 2 inches of positive ease looks like on me. You might be able to tell it is definitely, with this yarn base, kind of sheer, so if you wore like a very contrasting color like underneath this, it would pretty much show through, I think, but yeah, otherwise I think it's really cute. I mean, I really like that it's so light and fluffy, and it's not, even though it is light and airy, it's not really, and it is a little sheer with this base. It still has coverage. I don't know how else to explain it, but I really like it. Very happy with it. I think the V depth is really nice on this. It's not too low. I think it's just right. Like, it is the perfect V neck depth. I really like it. And I think that the armhole is really good too. Is that a weird thing to say? But I really like the armhole depth on this sweater, and I really like it. I really want to make more. If you are wanting or needing a project idea for using the Fuwa yarn, I would highly recommend this one. If all the things that I was just saying about a sweater, if you would like that, something light and airy and comfortable and very soft, I would highly recommend this. I really like it, and it just makes me very happy. I can't wait for it to maybe be slightly warmer for me to want to wear this a little more. Right now in Seattle, or at least this past weekend, it was so incredibly cold. I'm not used to the weather being this cold, and so I think that it got down to like maybe 15 degrees, 17 degrees like in the morning or at night, and during the day like 20 degrees or something like that. Like, it was very cold for me. I do have to go out like in the mornings to go ice skating, so I did have to go out when it was at the lower end of the temperature for the day, and it's just so cold. But on the bright side, I get to wear all of my knits and all of my shawls, like all of the big knits that are usually like only if I'm going outside, I got to wear inside, so that was kind of nice and cozy. I will say it's a little cold to just be wearing this, but for some reason I thought I had a cardigan ready to wear over this for the rest of this video because I thought I would be too cold, but right now I'm feeling okay. Feeling pretty good. Earlier today I was bundled up, and so I'm kind of surprised that I feel okay right now. I don't feel really cold, even though this is a very breezy type of sweater. So, interesting. We'll see if I get colder throughout the rest of the video. But that is my Slightly Sassy V. That was a very long what I am wearing section, but it's because I just really like this top and I want to make more of them in all different yarn bases, and maybe another one in Fuwa in a different color. But yeah, it's so soft. It's so, ooh, yeah, it's so soft. So comfortable to wear. Okay, so that is the Slightly Sassy V. That is what I'm wearing today. We are going to move on to my whips, my work in progress projects. So, where do I start? Oh, okay. I've made some good progress. I think that I am feeling very like I want to finish some projects. So I've been working kind of solely on, I did not knit on like 10 different projects this week, so I feel pretty good, but I did have a new cast on, so we'll talk about that at the end. But let's start with the one that I did spend a lot of time on. This is my Calm Down cardigan by Lily Kate France, or Lily Kate Makes on Instagram. So I finally finished where is my stitch marker? I had a ton of stitch markers on here to track other things, and so I think last time we talked I might have been here on the body, and so I did finish that. Is that even right? Anyway, I think so. But I did finish the body. I did finish the entire button band, which is double knit on the front. It's the button band. It has three, it's not on this side, there are 3 buttonholes here. 1, 2, and 3. It's a very long button band. It's a very long cardigan, but it's going to be so cozy, at least that's what I hope. And yeah, this double knitting took so long to knit. I could not finish it in one sitting. I will say I do have a couple thoughts on the button band. So one is, I thought it was very interesting that there were short row shaping in the double knit button band. I haven't done that before, and so I thought that was very interesting, and it makes sense for that to happen, for the shaping, because it's hard to see it right now, but the button band actually on the front, there is it kind of curves at the bottom this way. So there are some short rows for it to do that turn in the front for the buttons, like where the buttons will be, and then after that it does start to curve towards the shoulder, and so there is right at that turn some short rows to get that to curve. And at the top here, when it curves around your neck, there's also some short row shaping kind of like in this area to get that to curve nicely. And I thought that that was really smart. I still don't quite understand how it worked, but it worked. It looks great. And yeah, it looks like the shaping worked out really well as far as like what it was meant to do. So I thought that was very cool. And the other thing is the cast on and cast off for at the end of the button band, so right at the edge. It was I feel like I don't want to go back and redo it, but considering, how do I show this? Considering the bottom hem is a tubular bind off, it is interesting that the instructions or like for the design didn't have like a similar cast on for the double knitting. So that was interesting, but I don't think I'm really going to notice that on my own cardigan while I'm wearing it. It doesn't really bother me too much, but if I do make this cardigan again, it is something that I would probably change for the future, or like in the next version. So yeah, that is one thing to note, but other than that, it's been going well. I did start on one sleeve. As you can see here, I kind of just finished the sleeve cap short row shaping, as you can see here, because if you look at the underarm, it didn't really get too far in the decreases, but that is where we are at for the sleeve. The sleeve armhole is huge on this, and so very curious to see how it feels to wear once it's done. It'll be nice and roomy, so hopefully it feels cozy and not like weird with a whole bunch of fabric under the arm, but yeah, I'm very curious to see how that all works out. So yeah, we're just working. We basically just have this sleeve and then the second sleeve, and then we're finished, with the knitting. Like, I would still have to do the weaving in the end. Sorry, that took me so long to think of. But I think that's it, because I did the button band and the body's finished. Right? So yeah, so that is my Calm Down cardigan. Oh, I didn't talk about the yarn. The yarn I'm using is Woolberry Fiber Co. Berry DK in the colorway Rabbit Rump. And I am knitting size 1, which is the smallest size. There's plenty of positive ease for the smallest size, so it works out well. And I am using US 4 and US 5 needles for the most part for this. I think US 5 is like the main body, and US 4 is probably the ribbing, or most of the ribbing. I think the button band was a US 3 though. So yeah, so that is what it looks like so far. I'm so happy I got a lot of progress done on this. Okay, so that is that project, and then I have progress on another whip. So this is my DRK Everyday Socks by Andrea Mowry, and let me just show you what I have. So this stitch marker is from where I last left off last week on my second sock. So this is the second side. I finished the foot. We got through the heel, if you can see that here, and I am onto the leg. And so we are just cruising down this leg part because it is just a 2x2 rib, and we just need to get it to be more than double, I think, what it is right now. But it's very easy to do. I don't have to think about it, don't have to look at a pattern. So hopefully we get this done this coming week. I think I will. I just need to I just need to do it, and then it'll be done, and I'll have my first pair of hand-spun socks. Oh, okay, so yarn for this, and why I'm really excited about this too, is I am using some of my hand-spun. It is the Polwarth fiber from 316 Dye Studio, and I bought this from Flock last year, and it is in the colorway Desert Rose, and this was one of my first skeins. This might have been like my third spin project like ever, so I'm excited. I've been wanting to cast this on for socks for ever since I finished it, and I finally did. This was my first cast on of 2024, and so this is what it looks like in the cake here, and I think it's so cute to see all of the different color changes. As you can see here, you can also see like that striping kind of happening. I did spin this, I think this might have been my first fractal spin, so it is very interesting for me to see how the color changes while I'm knitting, and like, yeah, it's just like throughout the skein. So that's been really fun, and yeah, I just really want hand spun socks, and so I really want my first pair, because I feel like a lot of people make socks with their hand spun, and I want socks with my hand spun. So we're close to finishing this first pair of hand spun. So hand spun socks. So yeah, and the pattern's been great. This is my first time knitting this sock pattern, and I like it so much, I'm pretty sure I will make it again. I am knitting the size 7, which is the woman's medium, I believe, is what it's labeled, and I am using US 1 needles for this, which has been my go-to needle size for socks lately. And yeah, I just really like this pattern. I actually think that this is my first like fully ribbed sock, maybe. So I am very curious to see how it fits, because it is quite stretchy because of the rib. So yeah, I'm just very much looking forward to it. I think last video I talked about how this is the first time I've done this heel construction. I think it's called the Flegel heel, and it's actually really easy to work, and I really like it, and I think the fit is pretty good. So I want to wait until I finish the socks and wear them and see how it goes before I really kind of like have a definite opinion about it. But I really like knitting this heel, and so I'm happy about that. This is, oh, as you can maybe tell, this is a toe-up sock, and I think I'm becoming a toe-up sock knitter. I really like doing toe-up socks, I think because it feels like I can really control how much yarn I end up using for each sock to get the most out of my skein of yarn. So I think that might be the biggest reason. Is it more fun to try on in the middle too, because you can actually like put it over your toe? Maybe. Also, maybe it's because I don't have to do a Kitchener stitch at the end of the toe, which has always been fine. But I do like, oh, I wanted to say, because I don't think I said it in last week's video, the cast-on version for the toe to have like an invisible kind of cast on here. Ooh, I forget what the name of it is, but I've never heard of it, and I've watched the video of Andrea and Mowry describing and showing how to do it, and it is so cool. I want to do it for everything that I need to cast on, where I want it to be a very like seamless cast on like this for a toe. So yeah, I know that that is not helpful at all because I don't know the name of it. Hopefully I remember to find the name of it for next week's video, but I really like this cast on method. So yeah, that is the progress update I have for my DRK Everyday Socks. And let's move on now to my new cast on. Yeah, this week feels like it was a very minimal number of projects working on at the same time. Although I also did some spinning, so we're juggling knitting and spinning now. Okay. So have yarn everywhere. Okay, so I did cast on something new this week, and it is working towards one of my goals for 2024, which is, so the goal is, one of my goals is to knit with all of the yarn that I got from Woolberry Rewind last year in 2023. I bought some amount of yarn from each month last year, so that's 12 months, and so I have like around 12 different colorways to work through. I did not get sweater quantities of each color, so do not worry, it is not like 12 sweaters that I need to make with the Rewind, but this first one is a sweater. I did get a sweater quantity of this first color, and I have been waiting to cast on this sweater, and it's finally here. I wanted to cast it on right away. This is the Eun Sweater, E-U-N Sweater by NovemberKnits, and yeah, I don't know if I was at a great place to stop to show this, but here we go. Here is what I have so far. It has worked top down, and I'm very happy to have started on this. So first off, because I was talking about the yarn I am using for this is Woolberry, of course, from Woolberry Rewind. It was January's Rewind color last year, I believe. And I got the colorway Stash, which is this red-brown color, and I got it in Berry Natural DK and Berry Suri, so I am holding them together to make this sweater. And if you know Bethany or have followed her on Instagram, you will know that she's talked about this sweater a lot, and so I've had this idea in my head to make this sweater with this yarn for a very long time, it feels like, and so I'm very happy to have it cast on. So yeah, top down, raglan, and it's going to have a very deep and long like split hem, and I think it's really cute, and so I'm very excited for that. It is because it's DK plus Suri held together, I feel like it's hopefully going to feel like a quick knit. Also, this neckband is supposed to be folded down, but I didn't want to do the knit together and then continue knitting thing, so I'll just sew it down at the end. But here's kind of what it looks like. I'm just going to keep it unrolled for now, but I think it's really cute. It's a pretty simple looking, kind of pattern, like there's no cables or anything, but I like the raglan stitch. I mean, again, it's very simple. It's not a rib, but it kind of is like continues with the 2x2 rib that was in the collar into the raglan. So I think I don't know, I think it's really cute. Nothing, again, super crazy, but I just really want that really long split hem ribbed thing that's going on with this sweater design. If you haven't seen it before, I would recommend looking at a picture. And yeah, I am knitting size 1, and I am using US 7 and US 8 needles for this. I believe 7 was probably for the collar and for the ribbing, and then 8 is for the body. Yeah. So right now it is pretty squished on my needles, but I'm still continuing going through the increases for everything all around. But yeah, so that is where I'm at. I think this color looks really pretty with the natural and the Suri held together, and I'm just excited for it. The weather's also been really nice, and so having like a slightly heavier weight sweater on the needles feels really nice, and hopefully I can finish it while the weather is still cold enough to wear a sweater that is on the thicker side like this. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say about it right now. I'm just very excited about it, and it is a new cast on, and I've been trying to work through my current projects, but it is working towards one of my goals for this year, so I don't feel too bad about it. And yeah, it makes me happy, and so I feel like you should always just knit what makes you happy. So that's what we've got for my new cast on, and that is all that I've been knitting on this past week is those 3 projects. But I have also been spinning, and I have some fun updates for you all on that too. Oh, wait, before I move on to spinning, I have a swatch for a new cast on. I might cast this on later today, I don't know, but as I was just saying about new cast-ons. But I really, really, really want to make this one, and so I will just show it to you. I only have the swatch, but I will talk through it. And I have the yarn, so I can show it to you. Okay, so I have been... So my friend Megan, she also has a YouTube podcast. If you don't already know, but I'm pretty sure you probably do because her podcast is great. She was working on her Doppio sweater. It is a pattern by Seunghee, and she finished it. It looks gorgeous. I finally saw it in person, in real life, yesterday, and it's so cute. I love how it looks on her. I love how, like, the yarn that she used 3 different kinds of yarn, held all together, and I think it just came out so pretty. I love the color she chose for hers, and I was like, I want the same thing, but not I want a very similar vibe to hers. I want a Doppio sweater. And so when I finally saw it in person, I was like, okay, I will look through my stash for some yarn for a Doppio sweater, because I'm pretty sure there'll be some yarn combination that I could use for this sweater. And I think I found it. So I'll show you the yarn separately first in the skeins. And because I was unsure about this combination, but I did swatch and I think it'll be good. So first off, I have La Bien Aimee in the Merino twist base, which is a fingering weight, in the color Nymeria. This yarn has been in my stash for some time, and I just think it's ready to become something. I wanted one of my skeins to be speckly, and so I thought this would be a great one because it is mostly speckles, and the main color for it is basically white with some kind of gray in there as well. But I thought the speckles would be great to have because Megan's one has a lot of speckles, but it got so nice and watercolory with the other yarn she held with it and the Suri, and it's just so cute. So anyway, so I tried to find one skein that had a lot of speckles on it. Then I really want like a pink one. One that leans pink. And so I thought that maybe this would be good to hold with it. This is a Sewrella yarn cashmere sock in the colorway Nolita, and this was from the Autumn in New York collection the first time around, so it has a cute different label with Alexi on it. And yeah, I have 2 skeins of this, and it's been in my stash again since like the first Autumn in New York pre-order, and it's so soft. I wanted it to be something, and then I didn't like the idea of the pattern that I had planned for it anymore, and it just kept sitting in my stash, and I was like, this might be good to kind of like make the specklies more pink with this. And then of course for the Suri, it has to be a pink Suri because I want this whole thing to be mostly pink. And what do you know? I have 2 skeins, and so I hope that this is enough. 2 skeins? We'll see. Of the Autumn and Indigo Fibers Suri Silk in the colorway Rosewood, which I actually used for my Big Cozy Cardi, the Suri collar for that. I have 2 full skeins left, and so this is my idea to put all of these together. And then here is my swatch. What do we think? Do we like it? I will probably cast on anyway, unless everyone hates it, but I think I like it. I just, without swatching, especially with mixing all of these different colors together, I think it's really hard to predict what it will look like. But let me try and hold this swatch with like 2 hands, because I did not block it yet, but here it is. Maybe the camera will focus on it. So I did this swatch this morning because I really wanted to see what this looked like all put together, and I think I really like it. I hope it works out well in like the actual sweater, like once I'm knitting it up in the sweater, but in the swatch I think it's really pretty, and so I'm very excited for this to become a thing. And yeah, I'm very excited about this because I, again, just really love Megan's version of the sweater, and because I wasn't really planning, like I was like, oh, maybe it's something I would want to knit sometime in the future. But yeah, basically after seeing Megan's yesterday, I was like, I want one immediately. So we swatched, and we might cast on later today or tomorrow. So that's a fun thing that I have plans for, that I wanted to share with you all because I'm excited about it. And okay, so now that is all done with the knitting. Now onto the spinning, because I have been spinning a lot this past week. First thing that I did, is it the first thing that I did? Oh yes, okay. Sorry. This week felt both short and long at the same time. I don't know. But I think last time I talked to you all, I showed you the big amount of fiber that I got for my birthday from my boyfriend. It was the John Arbon Textiles Yarnadelic top and it was 100% Corriedale, and it was in the colorway The Beautiful Ones. And so I finally split out that fiber, and I want to be good this time because, or maybe not, well, I wanted to do an actual sample spin, like a little bit. I broke off 1 ounce to do a little sample spin so that I could knit a swatch with it, to make sure that hopefully, or I can try my best to see if it will work out to get the yarn weight and consistency, I guess, that I want for my sweater spin. So I did spin that up, I washed it, and it dried, and I knit it up in a swatch, and then I washed the swatch, and it's dried. So I can show you all where to go. Where is my swatch? Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, I found the swatch. It was just blending in. So I can show you like the fiber in different forms. Let me show you the swatch first because it makes me very happy. Let me hide my face and I'll try and talk about it while not looking into the camera. So I want to do a 3-ply for this sweater spin, and I am trying to get a DK weight yarn out of it, and I think I might have achieved it. It's pretty good gauge-wise for what I'm looking for, and I'm very happy with this gauge swatch. I think I don't know, like I look at it and I'm just surprised that I made this yarn. I think the color worked up so pretty in this swatch, and yeah, I feel like the camera is not doing this color justice. It just has so much color in it, and once I show you the fiber, you'll understand kind of what I mean by there's so much color in it, because I guess from far away it kind of just looks like it's a gray. Yeah, it kind of just looks like a gray, but like in person, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So this is my swatch. It's pretty good, and it's pretty good gauge-wise for the pattern I want to make, which is the Weekender crew neck by Andrew Mowry. That is my plan. I think I want to be somewhat open with it because even though that's my plan, if my resulting yarn ends up being completely different and does not work anymore, we'll just move on and find something else. But that is kind of what I am shooting for. And yeah, this gauge swatch is pretty good in terms of my stitch count and consistency and how it looks. Also, it smells good, but because I use wool wash. But yeah, sorry, it's probably very boring to look at a swatch, but it's my Handspun. So once I finished this swatch and I felt pretty good about how this yarn came out, I made my little, I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I made my control card. I'm trying to, I'm inspired by Maya, who is really great at spinning. She is the one who taught the La Mercerie spinning class that me and my friends went to, and so I'm trying to also be good like her and have kind of a control card. It definitely doesn't have all the information that she has on hers, but just have a strand of like my single, which was created that, you know, made this, and so that I have a reference to see how to thin or thick to spin my single, so I can compare it with my sample card as I'm spinning. And also I do have another one that just has a little sample of like the plied part of it, just so I can see what that looked like. So yeah, this was really fun. So again, once I finished this and felt good about it, I started with actual spinning. I split up all my fiber into chunks, about 4-ounce chunks. What I am going to do this time, so last time my sweater spin, I spun and plied each skein. So I did like spun the singles with like 4 ounces, plied it, got the 4-ounce skein, and then kind of did that for each. They became very inconsistent throughout like each of them, and so what I'm going to try and do this time is to just spin all my singles first, no plying. Don't ply until all the singles are made, and then ply them all together. And so we will see how it works out. I'm planning on splitting it into about 6 different bobbins, and then do my 3-ply with like 3 from the outside and then 3 from the inside. If I have like spinning 6, I'll probably spin like 1, 2, and then the last one together, and then maybe 3, 4, and 5 together to try and get them to be as consistent across. But anyway, that might have been confusing, but that is all just to say that I started spinning my singles for this sweater spin. This is my first bobbin, so this is what the singles look like. Maybe I can pull some of this out. Don't want it to break, but yeah, so this is how much I've gotten of that so far. I am spinning this on my electric eel wheel 6.0 because the bobbins are huge on it, and so I can fit a lot on it. We'll see how much. I've never spun a whole thing of this with singles, and so I'm very curious to see how much of it can hold, like how much fiber I can spin onto one of these ginormous bobbins. And let me just show you the fiber. So I've broken them all up and wound them into little balls for me to work from. And so this is what the fiber looks like. And so in this form, you can definitely see how many different colors are in the fiber. So there's definitely like a reddish pink, a blue, and a yellow. And because they're all lined up, the colors are lined up vertically, when you spin them, they all are spun together, like color-wise all spun together, so there's no kind of like, they're not color chunks there are no color chunks, I should move back, there's no color chunks this way, like some of my other like hand-dyed fiber, but the color chunks are vertical, and so I'm still spinning it by drafting them together this way, and so that is why they all get blended into this kind of color, but it makes a really pretty, like very dimensional yarn. So yeah, so you can kind of just maybe see how that kind of like turned out. But I'm very excited about this. The yarn so far has been really fun to spin. It is very soft for a Corriedale. I feel like I might have spun Corriedale another time. I know I spun Corriedale for my Cinnabar shawl, like that was a Corriedale, but that one felt a bit rougher. This one feels very soft, and so I don't know if that's like a type of Corriedale. I know this one said Falklands Corriedale, but it's very soft and it's been enjoyable to spin so far, and I'm excited for my first sweater spin of the year. So yeah, good progress, I think, all things considering. Oh, I did want to note, I am spinning this on my electric eel wheel, and it's mostly for my other spins. I've just been using it to ply because I can go really fast on it to ply, but this time I'm spinning my singles on it, and very oddly in the middle of my spin for this, it stopped, and I would kind of like switch it back on, turn it off, turn it on, plug it back in, take out the plug, and then it would sometimes continue, sometimes not, and so I was getting a little concerned. I think right now what seems to work is I have to kind of like, if I turn it on, or like I switch the dial on and it doesn't spin, if I just give it a little push, like I just start spinning it manually, it'll continue, but I don't know why it just like can't do it on its own. So right now it's okay because it'll still spin, but it is definitely something that's strange that hasn't happened to me before this time, so it's very curious. It's only happened to me this past week, and so I think I want to give it a little more time before I get too worried about it. But if you have encountered this problem before, I'd like to know. I know that there was like on the electric eel wheel website that there was something about like static buildup potentially with the spinning that could make your machine stop, and there's ways to make sure that there is no static buildup or less. But yeah, I'm not sure yet. Again, I'm going to just keep spinning with it and see if it gets worse or if it just gets better on its own before I like try to make some changes or to reach out to them. But yeah, just wanted to mention that because that is what happened to me this week on my spinner. But yeah, I just keep looking at my swatch. I'm just so proud of it. It's so crazy that I spun this yarn. Okay, so that is one of my spins this week, and then I actually started another spinning project as well. So this is my first time having more than one spinning project going on at the same time, and this is because I do have my electric wheel and my ladybug. So while I have this big sweater spin going on, I thought it would be a good idea to have something that, like, I love the yarn or the fiber for my sweater spin, but it could get a little boring as I'm spinning it just because it's the same thing. So I wanted to have something a little different happening at the same time. And so I started this spin. This is a Nest Fiber Club colorway. It is a Targhee base, and the colorway is Cassiopeia. Let me show you. I do have the bag of the fiber. I am doing a fractal spin for this in the same way that I have done it in the past, just because right now it has been good, and so I'm just going to keep doing that until I want to change it. But I am splitting the fiber lengthwise in half. I spin, and I am going to do a 2-ply. So one half I just spin end to end. The other half I split into 4 equal-ish parts and then spin those end to end, and then that's my second half. So these are like the 4 different balls I have for the second ply, which I'm still working on the first half. So we haven't touched these yet, but I just thought I'd show it to you since it's kind of all cute. I think it's so cute when I split them and roll them up into balls like that. So yeah, so this is the Nest fiber. You can see the colors. Here's what it's turning up to be. It's so pretty, it's so vibrant and cute, and makes me happy. So I am working on this spin, and it has been, I think this is only my second time spinning with Targhee, The first time I spun it with, I was trying to spin thicker yarn, like I wanted to try and get a DK weight, and I ended up maybe getting a thicker DK weight or a worsted weight. And this time I wanted to try get a thinner yarn with Targhee. And I remember liking spinning with Targhee, and so I was curious this time if I would still like it with this one, and I do. I really like it. I think it could potentially be hard to draft because it is kind of sticky. It doesn't really fly away from itself, and so it could kind of get a little like tangly with the rest of kind of like the fiber, maybe. But I actually really like it because I don't want to feel like I'm chasing the fiber trying to like draft it. So I've been enjoying it, and I'm just very excited for the end product of this yarn. But those are the two spinning projects that I have been working on this week as well. And yeah, that is all the things that I have been working on this week. So, next up, I did not say this in the beginning because I forgot, but I do have a big acquisition section for the end of this video. But first, I will talk about my fun knitting/yarn day yesterday really quickly. So, me and my knitting friends in Seattle all met up yesterday to do a yarn swap, and this is my first time participating in this yarn swap. They've told me that they've done it before in their group, and I think they usually do it at the beginning of the year while everyone is trying to do all, their yarn tracking and settling all of that in for the beginning of the year. And so yarn swap in the beginning, so we have our like yarn stash kind of set up for the year, at least for the beginning of the year. And so this is my first time participating. I didn't really know what to expect besides that there would be yarn, and it was really fun. I brought some yarn, and some people took some yarn, so that was really nice. And I also took home so much yarn. I have a sad face on, but it makes me very happy. I took some yarn that are very, very pretty, and I will show it to you all now. And also, thank you so much to Megan for holding on to my NovemberKnits Spain order because I was out of town, as I said earlier or in last week's video, for Christmas and New Year's, and that's when my NovemberKnits order came in, and so she kept my yarn nice and safe for me, and I was able to get that order, or get my yarn yesterday as well. And so I have, for acquisitions, I have my yarn swap yarn to show you all, and also my NovemberKnits Spain yarn to show you all. So get ready. I will try not to dwell on any of them too long because we've got a lot, but there's a lot of good ones. Okay, so this looks kind of scary, but there is this bag. I'm just moving it here. Okay, we are going to, let's try and go through the yarn swap yarn first. I got some good yarn. I am showing this to you in no particular order. I got this unknown skein from Megan. I do not know what I'm going to do with it. I think I might just turn it into socks because it is one skein, and I don't really see this being like a t-shirt tank top color for me, but I feel like socks might be good with it. But yeah, I took this off of her hands. Yeah, so that's yarn number 1. And then, okay, let me just show this to you all. They're still in bags, but I did get some Sewrella yarn in so this is the Cashmere colorway. I think this is from is it the winter tonal? Maybe, I want to say that. I could have looked it up, but I did not think about that. But the colorway is Cashmere. It is a tonal. It is this light blush pink. Well, I guess it's not really like, it's not my top pink. So it looks kind of purple compared to it, but it is a pinky purple brown-ish color. 4 skeins of worsted weight yarn, the classic worsted base, and also 3 skeins of Suri lace in the same colorway from Sewrella. Don't know what I will do with them, but they have a good home being here with me. And then I got 3 skeins of this Ritual Dyes yarn. This is my first time having Ritual Dyes yarn, and so this is pretty exciting for me. I have 3 skeins of this, and also one is caked up. This is the Priestess base, which is a DK 4-ply super wash fine merino wool. Interestingly, it is 115 grams per skein, 250 yards in the colorway Alabaster. And I think it's fun, I think it's cute, so happy to have these as well. Don't know what I will make with them, but 3 skeins should give me plenty of options. And then I got these. These are J'adore fibers. I also don't have any of this this yarn either, and so this is a first J'adore fibers yarn for me, and this is the Naturally Soft Sock, a non-superwash merino, 437 yards for 100 grams, and the colorway is grapefruit. It's very cute. 3 skeins should give me lots of options also for this colorway. I got 2 skeins of this. This is again, and I think this is really fun because I've got a few different yarn dyers that I don't own yarn from or haven't used yarn from, and so this would be, I think, really fun. So this is Modus Operandi Fibers in Nashville, Tennessee. And this is a merino fingering, 100% merino wool, 434 yards for, again, a weird 115 grams in the colorway Garnet. This is really pretty. I like this red color. Yeah, it's really pretty. I don't know what I will do with it, but I will find something to make with it. I really like this colorway. And then I got 1 skein of this. This is very me. This is from Stranded Dye Works, which I also don't have yarn from before. And this is a 100% superwash merino DK. Again, 115 grams, 251 yards in the colorway Patisserie. And I think it's so cute. It is very pinky with brown speckles, yellow golden speckles, and just all the good cute things. Yes, so I've got 1 skein of this, and then I have a unknown amount to me. This is from my friend Katie, and I should probably ask her what yarn this is because I forget. I think I did ask her and then I didn't write it down, so I forgot. But I have got some of this yarn as well. I really like the color. This is a very pretty pink color. I like it. It looks like it's fingering weight. So yeah, but I have no other information besides look at the pretty colors. Okay, so that was all of the yarn I got from the yarn swap. Oh, I also did get something else from this yarn swap, and it is like it was a pretty much finished object. And I got this from Sylvan because she said it did not fit her the way that she wanted it to, and wanted to know if I would like to have it and finish it. And I was like, okay. So thank you, Sylvan. I have a really nice and cozy sweater now for the really cold weather, and so that's really exciting. And I should have written down, I don't have the information off the top of my head. Actually, okay, I do not remember the sweater pattern for this, but I believe that the yarn main color is NovemberKnits. Oh my gosh, I actually have this colorway in my stash as well. And I knew the color and I can't think of it right now. But it is NovemberKnits. So all of you NovemberKnits people, you probably know exactly what colorway this is. And it's a sweater. It is 2 strands of fingering held together with 2 strands of mohair. The mohair was like a white mohair from Knitting for Olive, I believe. And so it is a thick sweater, and it's a v-neck because Sylvan likes v-necks. It's a purple, there's a purple ribbing for the v-neck, and basically all I did, and I finished this morning, I cord bind offs for the body and for the sleeves. And so it is now done. I've woven in most of the ends and I will probably block it later today. It is done. It is Sylvan's finished object, not mine, so this will not count towards anything, but thank you so much, Sylvan, for gifting me like a fully knitted sweater. It's so cute, thank you. Also, if you want it back, feel free. I don't mind. But yeah, so that was fun. This is cute. I definitely already put it on when I finished it. I put it on. It is so warm because it is cold here. Oh, I will say I am getting a little cold now, so. But we're good. I think we're good. I don't have to put on a cardigan yet, I think. But yeah, so that was the other thing that I acquired from this yarn swap. And then on to, oh no, one more thing, because also this was my first time seeing my knitting friends since I came back, or since I left and came back from my trip, and I miss them so much, so it was really fun to be with them and to hang out and just like talk knitting with them, talk about goals, look at all the pretty yarn together, and have a really good time. So yeah, that was really fun. Okay, so there is one more thing that I did get at this yarn swap. It was a present from Megan. Megan said her mom made these bags for everyone, and so project bags. Oh my gosh, it's so cute, and it's a drawstring. I want like all the drawstring project bags. It is so cute. It is such a good size. I cannot wait to use it, and I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, now on to the NovemberKnits yarn. Okay, I do not know where to start because I got a lot of yarn, and I know that one of my goals this year is to use more yarn than I acquire. And so we are not off to a great start this month. But I will say, I did buy this yarn last year, so even though in my tracking I will count it as something I got this year because it came into my home this year, it's, you know, I bought it before I made the goal for this year, so, Okay, anyway, I will just show you all the pretty yarn because that is, I think, what we all might like to see. So I will try to, they're all still in the plastic bags, so seeing them outside of the plastic bags will be my first time and your first time, although you'll be seeing it through the camera. So I'm going to try and open these as quietly as possible. Okay, we are going to go one colorway at a time. First up is Sangria, and I got 2 skeins in Denali Sock. It is so pretty. I love how this looks. I'm so happy that I got this colorway. I do not know what I'm going to make with it, but 2 skeins should give me lots of options. And it is so pretty. It is so pretty. Yep. Sangria. I have no more words because it is just pretty. It speaks for itself, I think. Okay, next up, I got 2 skeins of Granada on Denali Sock. This is very me right now, a very pink and green. Like, I love a pink and green, so sorry, this bag is falling off my lap. Yeah, pink and green. It's so pretty. All of these colors, I'm like, oh, they look so pretty in person. I'm really happy I got these. I cannot wait to use them. I don't know what yet, but yeah, it's gorgeous. Love that. And then I had to also get 2 skeins of Barceloneta Denali sock. And this color, I was so curious on what it would look like in person, because in some pictures, and I know that Ali and others have said this, that in some pictures it looked white. Like it looked like there was no color, but they did describe it as a very light neutral pink. I don't know if those exact words, but that is what I got from it. So I was really hoping for light, barely there pink. And that is exactly what it is. So I am very happy with it. I love it. It's very pretty. Very happy with this as well. I don't know where to put all of this yarn. I'm going to have so much yarn to put away after this. And then, okay, then I was trying not to get, I love getting 2 skeins of colors because that gives me lots of options, but I'm trying to tell myself 1 skein of colors can also give me some options as well. So I got 1 skein Denali sock in Gothic Quarter. Ooh, that's pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah, it's really pretty. I remember when she posted this colorway during the reveals for the colorways for this collection, I was like, oh, so tempted to get this on some other bases too, like the non-superwash, because it looks so blendy, but I wanted to get it on Denali sock. I was like, okay, just choose one and get 1 skein. So I chose Denali sock, and I'm happy with that. And then this was another one. I was like, oh, it looks so good on all the bases too, but just get it on one. And so I got it in Denali sock. This is Casa Batlo. That's really pretty. So many pretty colors in this one. Very happy looking. Oh, yeah, that's really pretty. So I got 1 skein of this. Okay, I have 4 more bags of yarn. But that one was the one that had the most, like, different skeins. So one more. Sorry, not one more. We have 3 more bags, but let me open the next one. Okay, so this one I got 6 skeins of Earthy DK. I've never gotten any of the non-superwash bases from NovemberKnits before, and so I was very excited to order this and now to have it, and now I'm feeling it for the first time. And it feels good. This is Earthy DK in the Churros Con Chocolate color. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this color so much. I think if I had to choose a favorite color from this collection, oh, it's so hard because I liked all of them. It was so hard for me to pick colors, and that's why I almost picked all of them. But I feel like this might be my favorite from this collection. I really like it. I love a pinky brown mauve. It's so pretty. So I got 6 skeins of this because I have big plans for this. I want to make it's a Rebecca Clow pattern. Oh, the Lanark. It is a quarter zip pullover types of sweater thing, and I want to make it, and I want to make it with this. And so I did specifically get it in the non-superwash base because I think it would work well with that pattern. I think it's half fisherman's rib, and so I'm hoping that it won't, grow as much as if I use the superwash yarn with it. But yeah, oh, it looks so good in this base. So got this. Next up, I did get, because I love the Churros colorway, I could not resist getting it on boucle. I think it's so cute on boucle. It looks pretty brown on boucle, but I like it, and I am planning on making a cumulus blouse with this because ever since I saw Emily and Maya's versions of their boucle cumulus blouses, I've been wanting one, and so this is my plan for this. I want a really cute boucle cumulus blouse. So that is my plan for this. And then I also, so another colorway I really liked, and so I had to get it on 2 different bases, is the Granada colorway. So I did get a sweater quantity of it on Suri alpaca lace base. So let me just compare it with the Denali sock here. But yeah, I love how watercolory Suri makes colorways, and so for me, it almost feels like a different colorway when I get it on Suri. But, well, yeah, it is. It's so pretty. I want to make something with this soon. We'll see. I have so many Suri sweater quantities that I want all the sweaters in, and I just need to, like, make it. I just need to, like, make it. I keep avoiding it because I don't know why. I don't know why. So I should just cast on a Suri sweater. I should always have a Suri sweater cast on. Maybe. Okay, the last package here, which is gorgeous. So this is another colorway that I had to get on 2 different bases. So could you maybe guess which colorway? If you know the collection, there's another one that maybe screams my name, maybe doesn't, I don't know. I had to get Sagrada Familia. It's so pretty. So I got 2 skeins in Denali sock because it's gorgeous. This colorway is great in all of the bases. But yeah, for me the default is kind of the Denali sock base. But look how amazing all of those colors look together. And then, can you guess the second base that I got this in? Suri. It is such a happy rainbow, bright rainbow colorway. And I cannot wait to see what this looks worked up together, like knit. Because I think it'll be so pretty and so watercolory, rainbow, fun, happy, and all of that. So yeah, so then just comparing, showing you Denali sock and Suri. And that's it. I'd say that's it. It was a lot. I know that was a lot of yarn. They all make me very happy, but I do think, and I hope, and this is a goal of mine, is that this will be the last big yarn purchase from like one collection for a while, I think, because, you know, after I did my inventory of all of my yarn, I realized how much yarn I have and how much I want to knit stuff with all of that yarn, and I just feel like I don't have the time, or I feel sad that I don't have the time to knit with all of it. And I watched Emily Curtis's video when she was talking about her year and reflection and goals for this coming year, and I feel the same way, very similarly about my yarn stash, is that I would love to knit with all the yarn that I bought in the past. And yeah, I feel like that is going to be a pretty big goal of mine this year. So again, I'm not going to stop buying yarn, but I definitely just want to, first step goal is I would really love to just use more yarn than I bring in. And I think that that's achievable. I think it is. And as I look at my stash every day, I think it's good for me to be reminded of, like, I want to knit with, like, literally everything I have. So it's a good motivator to just stick with what I have, shop in my stash. And yeah, so I'm feeling really excited for this coming year. I mean, it's already January 14th. Like, we're already, like, halfway-ish through the first month. I don't know what happened there, but either way, I'm really excited to just continue knitting, to continue making videos, and to just continue enjoying yarn, continue enjoying the fiber and the spinning, and all of that good stuff. So with that, I will end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a great 2024 so far. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you've been working on while listening or watching to this video, if you have been working on something. Or if not, just leave a comment down below if you would like. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!